Hello, my friends. Welcome to another episode of Deep True Crime. I'm Manny Rodriguez. In today's episode, I want to share with you the story of Mary Jane Thompson. Mary Jane Thompson was just 21 years old when she was strangled with her own leg warmers and left to die behind a Dallas warehouse. It would be almost 40 years till the family would finally get justice, as a suspect in the cold case has finally been arrested. Let's go ahead and dive into what we know about this story. On February 13, 1984, authorities were called to a warehouse on Irving Boulevard in the Stemmons Corridor of Northwest Dallas, Texas. The body of a young woman was found near the railroad tracks behind the warehouse, and it appeared that she had been murdered. It would be almost 40 years till her family would finally get justice, as a suspect in the cold case has been arrested. Edward Morgan, 61 years old, has been arrested in the killing of Mary Jane Thompson, 21 years old, who was also sexually assaulted in 1984 and found strangled to death. In March of 2022, Thompson's sister, Selena Tomasello, was finally able to celebrate with news of Morgan's arrest. She says, "They finally found the guy that killed my sister. I'm so happy. I'm definitely going to his trial." That's what Tomasello would write on Twitter. Investigators arrested Morgan, who would have been in his early 20s at the time of the murder, on a capital murder charge after linking him to the crime through genealogical databases. His arrest comes nearly 38 years to the day that Thompson's body was found. Thompson, she was an aspiring model who worked at a florist shop and a restaurant. She moved to Dallas about 6 months before her February 1984 death. She previously lived in Houston and Los Angeles. Her sister never gave up hope that one day someone would be brought to justice for her murder. Mary Jane Thompson, you are loved and missed. I am sorry I was not there for you when you needed me. I hope they find the man who killed you 30 years ago so you can rest in peace. Love you, sis. Rest in peace. This is what she wrote in 2014, showing that she had never given up hope that they would find the perpetrator. And here we are now, 38, now 39 years that he is now finally behind bars, because we are in 2023, but he was arrested in 2022. Now, prior to moving to Dallas, Mary Jane Thompson lived in Los Angeles, California, and Houston, Texas. However, before leaving her hometown, she had one last Christmas with her sisters. Selena Tomasello said Thompson got her a stereo system and got their sister Kathy a portable stereo called a boom box. Many of us, I'm sure, remember that. If you're about my age, as I'm close to 50 now, that's what they used to call those stereo systems. The girls did not realize it was Thompson who purchased the gifts until she had moved away, but they were very thankful that she had made sure they had a special holiday together. Tomasello said she will always remember her last Christmas with her sister. Thompson was last seen 2 days before she was found dead behind a warehouse near some abandoned railway tracks. She had been strangled to death with her own leg warmers. She had been sexually assaulted and murdered on Irving Boulevard on February 13, 1984. Now, Thompson, she had been taking a bus to a medical clinic that turned out to be closed. Police found a workout bag that Thompson was known to carry in a nearby shed and a trail of her clothing stretching about 50 yards. Her pants appeared to have been cut from her body. Dallas police and the FBI sifted through his trash and submitted his discarded water bottle to someone who would be identified through DNA testing. You see, her body had bite mark and bruises, and the autopsy showed she had been sexually assaulted. Her family repeatedly asked for updates on her case, but the case remained cold until 2022. Dallas police reopened the case in 2009 after Thompson's family asked for an update. DNA from a sexual assault kit, which had never been tested, was analyzed and entered into a system, but the swab matched an unknown male DNA profile, and so Thompson's family again would reach out in 2017, and police again reopened the case so they would use new DNA testing techniques, just like those that identified the California's notorious Golden State Killer. And so 2 years later, police uploaded a sample into a genetic genealogical database, and early 2022, a genetic family tree was created that pointed to Morgan as a possible suspect. The FBI then surveilled Morgan's home in West Dallas. That's where he was living alone for a week. They had trailed him. And so they were on his tail. On February 15th of 2022, an FBI special agent and a Dallas police detective grabbed trash that Morgan had discarded in front of his home. And authorities sent 2 water bottles and a soda bottle to a lab to undergo forensic testing. 3 days later, the DNA came up as a match with the samples from the sexual assault kit. A male DNA profile was identified, but never matched to a specific suspect, and that's when the case went cold until they continued to keep looking. And that's why it's so great that every so often they reopen these cases, but generally it takes someone who never gives up, like the family who kept saying, "We want answers, please reopen, do you have anything?" Right? And then the Dallas police cold case homicide detective Noah Camacho opened the case once again in 2018 and worked with a team from the district attorney's office and the FBI on looking at the evidence of crimes using new types of forensic testing techniques, again similar to what the one that caught the Golden State serial killer. In 2020, the FBI joined the investigation task force. Prosecutors said Morgan was identified as a suspect through technology that uses genealogical websites to identify potential relatives of a suspect based on DNA collected at a crime scene. And so DNA testing confirmed that he matched the unidentified profile taken from the autopsy swab in 1984. At the time of her murder, Thompson's father, Norman, seen in this picture, told NBC News that he would not rest until the suspect was found. He said, "I want to put some effort in, see if I can get some justice," he said. Sadly, Norman Thompson died in November of 2020. And now Morgan faces one count of capital murder, and he is being held in the Dallas County Jail. This case is yet another example of the incredible collaborative effort between the Dallas Police Department, the FBI, and the District Attorney's Sexual Assault Kit Initiative Cold Case Team. That's what Assistant District Attorney and Saki Chief Leighton D'Antoni said. Saki is the Sexual Assault Kit Initiative. And so he says, working together, we continue to solve the most difficult cold cases that Dallas has ever seen. It is not every day we are able to solve a 38-year-old cold case capital murder. That's what D'Antoni shared. It takes a singular dedication and authentic commitment to justice to see it through. He says, I look forward to working with all our local law enforcement agencies to utilize the advancements in forensic testing techniques to identify, arrest, and prosecute the most dangerous predators hiding among us. We never ever forget about these cases, our victims, and their families. Selena Tomasello, Thompson's sister, she wrote on Facebook after Morgan's arrest that she had been waiting for that call from authorities for 38 years. She said her sister was looking down and happy that they finally got him. Rest in peace to Mary Jane Thompson, taken from this world way too soon. And it is cases like this and reasons like this that I do this channel, because these victims deserve a voice. Mary Jane Thompson was taken from this world way too soon, and it would take almost 40 years. 40 years. Her dad would never get to see justice prevail. This is still ongoing. He is alleged to be this guy, but when DNA matches you this way, it seems to be a lock. So, right now, it does not look good for Morgan, the man being held in the murder of Mary Jane Thompson. My friends, that's why I do this, to be a voice for the victims, to be a voice for you. Because this is a crazy world we live in, and we have to be careful. We have to be alert. We have to know that right ahead of us, something bad can happen. We don't know why she was going to this clinic. I'm sure there's more to this story. But one thing we do know, this 21-year-old Mary Jane Thompson was taken from this world way too soon. My friends, if it's content that like this that you do like, please hit that subscribe button if you're not already a subscriber, and hit that like, because that tells YouTube there is value here. Show it to more people. And at the end of the day, this is not about me. This is about being a voice for the victims. Let's be real. In true crime, every day there are victims. And there's not enough people to cover all of these sad, tragic stories. And this is another tragic story. My friends, now we wait for the trial. And even as her sister said, she plans on being there for the trial. You best believe if this guy does not come clean before the trial, we will be following this trial, because Mary Jane deserves justice. Rest in peace, Mary Jane. Have a great day, my friends. And again, be careful out there. Be alert. Peace.